Hey everybody, welcome back to Outward. I've actually taken us back to Cierzo because we have the power coils needed to complete this quest. So I wanted to do that first. You'll also see that we have a couple of different pieces of gear on, shoes and a helm that I've put on to help us with our, well, the boots help us with our mana cost. And so does the helm, so they're not great as far as physical resistance, but we need help with our mana cost, so...
What?
Hold it right there. Some dirty rat has done sabotage the water purifier. Yep, we know.
This worries me.
Yep.
Can you lend me a hand?
We found some.
Thanks a bunch.
You done us good, Nipper. It'll take me a second to get old Bess running again. And I'll tinker you a reward with the old coils from the machine. 1 coil lantern added. That is cool because in the description for the power coils it alludes to the fact that they can be used to create some kind of lantern. Yeah. I think that's actually pretty cool. We don't need it as much now that we have magic that can do the same thing. But it's still pretty useful, I think. Alright. And there's probably a couple of things in our inventory that we could get rid of. And we'll do that before setting out. Now we still have to rescue, well, we rescued Rissa and someone else from around the burning tree. There was a fort down there that we went into, and so we have to head back to Berg to talk to her eventually, but there are a few things I think we can do here.
What can I do for you?
In Chersonese. I'm going to hang on to this because we might just use this instead of relying on the magic. The only thing is we need that orb up anyway to cast lightning, so we'll probably often have that up whenever we're facing combat situations. And I still have this additional power coil that I think we're just going to hold on to. Seems like our best bet. And we are back up to almost 800 silver, so that's decent. At least for us. And someone mentioned a while back going to the top of Conflux Mountain, and there is some kind of one-handed sword up there that we can get that once we have it, it needs to be repaired at various cities, from what I understand. But I'm going to go check and see if it's there. I thought we had tried to get to the top of the mountain way early on in the playthrough. Like really early on, but I don't remember if we succeeded. There is going to be a mantis up there. A stone mantis, I believe. But I think we can handle that at this point. And so tentatively, I'm just going to head to the mountain. And we're going to find the trail that leads up to the top. Might try to avoid too much trouble along the way. I've had a lot of things going on, and I haven't had a lot of time to get on here and even do any videos, nonetheless practice with the magic system, so probably going to be a little rusty when we do get into combat, so I'm hoping that whatever things we face first, hopefully they'll be a little weaker. I could go fight a hyena or something, but it seems kind of pointless just to warm up. But we'll see how it goes. What I like most about the rune magic is how it replaces a lot of the functionality of other things in the game, like how it gives us a trap we can lay down, it lets us summon a one-hand or two-handed weapon, it lets us summon a lantern, and it lets us cast a little bit of range magic. So it's very utility heavy, and I like that a lot. I'm sure like the raw damage output probably doesn't compare to like a straight elemental build, but I like all the other things it brings to the table, including being able to use traps where, like the mechanical traps, I never really tried them out. And now I find that I'll probably be using the trap, the magical trap, the rune trap a lot more. So if it gets me enjoying a different mechanic in the game, like traps, then I'm all for it. I think that's great. Now I do see a trail over on this side that starts up. I'm wondering if that's probably where we need to go. Well, here's a turnip. We bought some, so we have some, but obviously we can never have too many because we need them for our mana potions. Of which you can see I have actually crafted a couple of potions here. So we have 31 regular health potions and 20 mana potions. My biggest gripe about that is that potions are pretty heavy. Like, we're taking up 25.5 pounds just in potions. But I feel like right now it's kind of necessary until we get our mana use down through items. And we need to make more soothing tea as well, because that's what's going to recover our burnt mana, which you can see down there. We have quite a bit of burnt mana. It happens when you sleep too much. So there's that. Can never have too many bandages, probably. Now that looked like a turnip, but it was not. Quite a nice view. I've always thought that. It's interesting that Chersonese so far is the only one with like a large towering monument near the center that lets you get the lay of the land pretty easily. Which is pretty good for the first zone to kind of let you scope things out like this. We used it a lot early on to figure out where we were going to go next. Let's do a few things here. Like we could do a trap with red and green. And then we need to pull out our lantern. That's green and blue. And then we need to pop a mana pot. And you see how this goes. Now where did that guy go? Did he just run off? Yeah, let's try to pull him back here. And then green and red. We'll hit him with one of those. Come here, puppy. Where's our trap at? Whoa, right here. Here we go. No, you're going to hit that trap. Boom, like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. So, hit him from range, pull him to the trap. That's just a lot of damage. So, a lot of damage for very little danger if we can pull it off successfully. Now I see a couple of bandits up there. So we'll try the same thing. We'll try red and green for the trap. And then we'll try green and red for the lightning, or vice versa. We'll lay the trap, shoot the lightning. Let me get a little closer. I want to be able to target. Well, he didn't even come for it. He got nailed with that. Come on, buddy. Oh yeah, there you go. How about you? Let's go ahead and just hurl some lightning at you. There we go. That's pretty good. It's just that right now, it cost a crap ton of mana. So let me sleep for 2 hours here. Ooh. Did we not get any water? Shoot. You'd think it would have occurred to me to get water. We're not going to sleep right now, because that's going to get us closer to needing water that we don't have. I'm going to see if I can get up here, get down, and get us back to Cierzo before we dehydrate. Which, this place is kind of crawling. I'm going to try to avoid these guys. See if we can't just keep going up. I think that dead ends or takes us into a cave. This should be the path that continues up the mountain, I hope. Well, hi. No. Not feeling good about getting ambushed. We can do red and green for a trap. There we go. And there was a lot of the mana nodes to mine as well. And we used to get some pretty good materials out of it. That just gave us a mana stone, which is fine. We'll need that. I'd say we're almost there, but it's kind of hard to gauge. Now we know where all the turnips are, and someone did comment on where we could find them, and I appreciate that. Now this little safety zone, these butterflies, I wonder if they act like the house at all, and if they negate the need for food and water. Haven't bought another tent yet. I did have a comment that said we left our tent beneath Berg. And yeah, that sounds about right. I don't know if I'll ever find myself back down there, but maybe I'll jump down into the beginning areas and just see if we can find our tent. When we do find ourselves back in Berg, that is. Good, we're not hungry, we're not thirsty, and we have most of our mana restored without having to pop another potion. So 2 hours with butterflies is a win. Alright, let's see. Can't be too much further. We do need to get our lantern back out if we want to cast any lightning. And I have a feeling... Oh no. It was doing the thing where we put the trigger down, but it still rolls us with B. That's not good. We need to be careful of that. Don't want to be rolling when we want to be casting our blue sign. I feel like I hear the sounds of combat. Maybe I'm hearing things. Nice. I swear I hear swords hitting something. Listen. Let's just see if we could peek over. Yeah, see, there's a stone mantis there. I think we could take him. Let's do blue and purple for protection. Got that covered. And then we're going to lay our trap with red and green, and then blast him with green and red. You need to be able to target him though to attack, and like, why can't I target him yet? This is not good. I can't target from right here. And that's like absolutely infuriating because it's essential that I can target to do what I want to do, I think. Let's lay down our trap at least. Like, I can hurl a lightning bolt, but I don't know how is it going to hit him. Will it just go directionally? Yeah, it did. Okay, let's do that. Alright, motherfucker. There we go. Sorry, I hate mantises. It feels really good to be able to take that guy down and not lose too much health. So needless to say, kind of digging the rune magic. And the thing is, like, we must have already grabbed this at some point, like way early on in the playthrough. Because there was some kind of one-handed, like, firebrand, I think it was called. And yeah, if it's not here now, I have to assume that means I grabbed it at some point. I don't know how I would have done that. I guess I could have sneaked up here and did it, is most likely what happened. But, greasy ferns we need. And so I bet I sold that thing to somebody. Let the flaming begin. Sometimes that happens. I find stuff and I'm like, what's this? And it's worth a lot of gold and I sell it. Silver. It's worth a lot of silver. At least we can know we know that we can take out mantises now. We learned something. Not as climactic as I wanted, but what I'll probably do is cut here, and when we come back, we'll be back in Berg. I won't subject you guys to that walk. We'll just use some editing magic. And we're finally back in Berg. Mere moments for you guys. Veritably an eternity for me. But anyway, we're here now. I don't know if we need to go to our house. Well, we might as well just go rest, right? Let's go rest. Resting sounds like a good idea. Let's check our stash and see what we got going on. It might be time to store some of these potions that we made back in Cierzo, just to reduce our weight. And I think we're going to be questing here for a minute, so we should have access to them if we need them. I really need to make more of this soothing tea. That's what we need most. It's a cooking recipe, not an alchemy recipe, Robert. And I don't know that I have it. Let's find out. We need seaweed. Okay, we'll have to look for that, and it's possible that it's something we could buy from a general merchant, maybe? I'm not sure about that, but we could find out. Let's go ahead and sleep a bit. Not too much. The thing is, like, if we sleep too much, we're gonna burn our mana, and we don't have any burnt mana right now. You refill all your bars when you travel to a new zone with travel rations, and I hadn't realized that until this time. Sometimes it takes me longer to realize things than you might think. Which to me is kind of what a blind playthrough is about. I could read a lot more about the game, I could be watching better people play the game, I could be doing a lot of things to make sure that I don't miss things or make mistakes or accidentally spend my breakthrough points, but I feel like it's a blind playthrough, so I'm just learning as I go. Granted, it's taking me 40 hours to learn some things that most of you guys might have known right away. But I feel like that's okay. Everybody's outward experience is inherently going to be different. I think that's kind of the point of the game overall, is that you're going to have a different experience. Even if you were to play multiple times, I'm sure you guys who have multiple characters, I'm sure it's felt and gone a little different each time. Just because you have a lot that you can do all at once. And the game doesn't stop you from exploring, which is great. You guys probably have like nothing new to say. Yeah. And so, if she returned here, can we assume she'll be here? I don't think she'll be out by the fountain. I'd hope she'd be inside here. Or just not. Okay, Rissa. Where are you at? Just talk to Rissa Inberg, so she's here somewhere. She's probably back by that fountain where we first met her. I guess she wouldn't return here.
What can I do for you?
What can the Chamber Lord of Sorobor do for you?
Oh boy.
Today really makes me nervous. Such immense shifts in the status quo are never good for business. I just hope our headmaster knows what he's doing. Let's see. I thought the Sorobians were supposed to have absolute faith in their leadership. Well, given the work you have to do to get that position, I'm sure he does. Or I want to train with you. Well, what does he say? I do know of an interesting spell that I could pass down. It's quite helpful in this ghost-filled region. The Mist Boon. It will protect you from ghostly or ethereal attacks, and make your own ethereal damage more powerful. Yeah.
Listen.
50 silver? Deal, let's get started. First, we need to understand the nature of ghosts as a whole. They are... so on and so forth. He teaches us some cool lore shit that we don't get to hear because they didn't write it into the game. But we'll assume that he had some really cool lore to tell us about specific outward ghost stuff. I could make some stuff up, but I bill for that kind of creativity. Yes, exactly, you've got it. With the Mist Boon, you will be more protected from ghosts, and if you have something like Spiritual Varnish coated on your weapon, you will destroy ghosts with ease. What if we have a rune weapon? I feel like that might also destroy ghosts with ease, but we'll have to test that out. And let's check out this spell. Mist Boon. Grants the Mist Boon, which increases your ethereal damage and ethereal resistance. How long is it active? Do I have to slot it and to use it? No, I can use it from here. I just want to see how long it stays up. 230 seconds. So, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes? It's not bad. If we know we're going into an area where there are ghosts, and in Enmakar there are lots of ghosts, we will throw that on ourselves. Well, I'm glad we came back in here, if only just for that, because I think that's going to be incredibly useful. What I need to do is fill our water bottles and drink some water. And then let's go find Rissa. Kind of thinking she's just going to be... yeah, she's right back here, it says. Let's see. Let's sell any junk we have.
How can I help you?
Robert, that's not junk. If I'm not using it, it certainly is. I think junk in this game is determined by your style of play, the crafting that you do, and the types of activities that you engage in.
Want to buy something?
This guy might have seaweed? No, he does not. Very unfortunate. What does he have? Alpha jerky, alpha sandwich, fungal cleanser we already had. Turnip pottage. See, it would be nice if I could read about the effects of the food before purchasing it. Like, if I have to spend silver on it, it's only fair to tell me a little bit about what it's going to... Like, some of it is obvious. Like, I'm assuming I'm going to get health back, right? For some of it. Turnip pottage makes me think that maybe it has something to do with mana. But without knowing that for sure, I really don't want to spend the 25 silver on it because I'm not very interested in cooking. So, there's that.
How can I help you?
What do you have? Probably nothing we want. Well, you have soothing tea, which I could make myself, but again, without seaweed, it's kind of difficult. Could get a tent, highly visible silk tent that offers high quality sleep, quickly healing the user. Sleeping in this tent gives a huge bonus to stamina. I really need something with a huge bonus to mana. Let's buy another camouflage tent. You know what? Yeah, let's just buy it. I think after zoning at this point, even if my pack were beneath the town here, and I could go down and check, but I feel like it's probably gone. Yeah, I feel like it's okay just to buy another one. Alright, and Rissa is, in fact, right over here. This is clearly her favorite spot in the town, and she clearly does not have a residence here. You'd think we'd find her at her residence. What is it with the world of Ori and people just wanting random half skulls around? What is the lore around these skulls? Because they're clearly not, like, human skulls at least. They may not be skulls at all. They may be some kind of ornamentation if we look at them, but we have them in our houses. They're sitting out on the street. We see these fanciful carvings of these guys, gals, quite a bit more shapely than any of the humans around today. I just wonder what the lore is behind that stuff, and if I'm gonna get to find out, like, in the game.
Well then.
How goes the search for the leader of those thugs? Let's see. I'm sure the one who led the attack is long gone. I didn't know we were searching. I thought we were just coming back here to talk to her. Look at their skulls up here too. It's just a little morbid. I don't doubt that. Whoever organized this was a professional. They wouldn't stay longer than they needed to. It's a pity, but we'll have to let that lead go.
Gabriella pressed her informants for information.
In any case, Gabriella impressed her informants. It looks like Levant, or at least a faction within Levant, is responsible for this attack.
Listen well.
Their primary objective appears to have been to render Old Levant's claims to the region null and void by any means possible. So are they claiming responsibility, or are we just, like, assuming, because we're assuming that the Levant people hate the Old Levant people?
They claim innocence.
Well,
but the evidence points straight to them.
They can't point out any faction or group within them that would benefit from this either. Okay, how does the evidence lead straight to them if we can't draw any parallels, and if they're looking at their own organization and they can't figure out who would benefit either?
Well then.
While the possibility that Levant's leadership didn't order the attack is something I'm willing to consider, the other Chamber Lords disagree. This seems like someone is setting up Levant, right? Did they really do this, or do the other Chamber Lords just want to believe that?
War is upon us.
Do they want war?
We must prepare as best we can.
Are they warmongers? That's a possibility, because a lot of times some people, you know, if you want to sell weapons, or if you just like the tumult that occurs when there's a war and you can take advantage of that to move up politically, people will want that conflict if they feel like they can benefit from it, especially medieval fantasy politicians.
Take your reward.
And that's all we'll say about that. Many people can gain from this conflict, I think.
Ciezo is still your home.
You should visit it from time to time to see if there's any help. And this is probably supposed to lead us back about the broken water filtration system that we actually already fixed. I guess she doesn't see our snazzy power coil lantern. Let's turn it on for her. Ooh, look at that. Okay. So,
be safe, be smart.
Still planning our next move. Take this opportunity to rest or train. I need you to be ready when the time comes.
Don't forget, Ciezo is still your home.
So we have no active quests. Okay, we have quests. Find a clue in Levant's slums in Abrassar. So we have to get to Abrassar Desert out and into Levant. Or we could let 3 days pass here. This is gonna wait, because to get there, where do we have to? We have to travel quite a ways, I think. Let's go outside here and see what we might want to do to kill 3 days. Now, granted, I could sleep 3 days at the house, right? But it is possible that there's something here we might want to do. But it's, you know, it's just as likely, honestly, that we could sleep the 3 days, we could take her quest, and then we could do other stuff along the way, and I much prefer that. I don't like having to artificially pass time that way, but I'd also hate to run out, do a bunch of stuff, and then come to the realization that we could have done it while going out to do her main quest, whatever it happens to be. So I think I am gonna sleep. And just see if we can pass these days. Because I don't understand the point of time gating it, especially since I did already go back to Cierzo and solve their power coil problem, which I think that's what she was leading us to do. And doing that might have taken the 3 days. Especially if we didn't have the power coils, it would have taken a lot longer than that. So, I'm just going to pass this time by sleeping through it. And repair some. Because I want to see what she wants us to do next, and then we'll find some things to do in that area that are just kind of miscellaneous things. Some dungeons we can go into. Stuff like that. We can get into trouble, and you can watch me die horribly. So one more day, I guess. One more day, and then a couple hours to be safe, so that I don't have to run back here annoyed when it doesn't quite hit that 24-hour mark, right? Let's save ourselves that grief. And some of you probably, you know, I don't know what you guys think about this sort of thing, but like I said, I feel like I already did the leading quest that she was leading us to, so just want to see what's next in the main story. Let's do a couple more hours, because I want to be sure that she's good and ready to talk to us, and now let's go see what she has to say. And I feel like we deserve the rest. Now our mana's probably burnt to the ground, right? I think we can't burn more than half of it. I've never seen more than half of it burned at a time. So I'm fairly certain that half is as far as we can burn it down. Yeah, we could fix that. Somewhat. If we have to, we'll just buy some of those teas off the merchant. If it comes to that. If we can't find any seaweed anywhere, and I don't really know where we would. Maybe we'll just purchase some.
Hey there.
I know that in Levant is where we could probably get some good mage armor. Like, look at this, elite plate armor, runic armor. Runic armor. This is interesting. Is this for us? Negative 5% mana cost, which is not a lot, but it is something, and it's heavier armor. We get damage bonuses to our electric, to our shock spell. I think I want this. I think I want that. I think I'm going to buy that. It's done. Oh, yes. Yeah. That is pretty badass looking. Oh, it has the runes on it. That, or at least a couple of them. No, it does. It has them on it. That's amazing. I like that a lot. Yeah. I like that a lot. Now, obviously,
Hey there.
this leaves us quite broke. So let's sell what we had on. Ooh, that fetches a little bit. I could sell this. I don't need it. It's just so cool. I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to sell it. I don't have a lot to sell. Ooh, where did... I don't remember where we got this. Honestly, I must have picked it up from something. Let's sell that. And, you know, we're back up to 270. Which is not great. But we have some awesome new armor. Alright, hey, that's a win. Now we can go talk to Rissa. I think this armor is going to help us a lot. I have a good feeling about it. Like I said, it wasn't a lot of mana reduction, but it offered bonus damage to our Thunderbolt lightning spell or whatever, and I'm casting that quite a bit, I find. I think it's amazing. That comboed with a trap, so you can hit them with that. They bounce off the trap. That gives you time to hit them with another lightning bolt. It's pretty effective.
The war goes very poorly.
It's good to see you. The war goes very poorly. Levantine forces are within miles of Enmakar. That sounds ominous. What do you need for us to turn this around?
What we need are allies.
Strong allies.
Allies.
Allies who will make Levant pause merely at the sight of them. I don't know, but like, I'd pause at the sight of me. Just saying, runic armor.
What do you know about the Ash Giants?
Practically nothing. Actually, I know nothing. I know nothing, Rissa Aberdeen. Honestly, not much other than that they're absolutely huge and breathe noxious fumes. Enough to know that they won't be interested in an alliance. Let's go with this one. Maybe she'll tell us more. They're huge and breathe noxious fumes. Like sulfur?
Now you understand why I would like Levant to see a few on our side of the field.
Yeah, no, I get it. Just the sight of a few Ash Giants on our side might be enough to halt their offensive. I understand. How are we going to do it?
Well then.
Even in peaceful times, the Giants would be an incredible boon to the collective. Their craftsmanship is beyond compare. They would benefit us greatly, war or not. And what do you think they'd accept in return? An alliance goes both ways, Rissa.
You will need to make an effort to understand their culture.
Find out what they will want or need, and try to fill that need. That's really all we can do. Ah, huge smoke spewing creatures. Make them allies. Got it. Yeah, we could do this.
I appreciate your cavalier outlook, but please take this task seriously.
The other option we had to say said that we couldn't do it. This one was confidence. She doesn't. I doubt she liked either response. You know, the last thing anyone wants is this. Anyone wants is the Giants deciding the Blue Chamber Collective is their enemy. Yeah, we're not gonna go
This
piss
is
off a
your
bunch of
task.
Giants. This is a long shot, and I have little hope it can be done. But it's a risk we must take. Do what you can. Bring the Ash Giants to our side by any means possible.
Travel to the Hallowed Marsh.
The nearest Ash Giant settlement is in the Hallowed Marsh region near Monsoon's Vigil Crystal. I wish you the best of luck in winning them over. Okay. So yeah, we might be headed over to the Hallowed Marsh. Hallowed Marsh? Hallowed Marsh? Hallowed. 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 Absolutely fine. I wish I knew what direction that was going to be. Let's go out the gate over here. I think. It says there's an exit over here at least. Yeah. This must be it. How are we doing? Weight-wise, we're actually pretty good shape. 68 out of 110. Not bad. I don't know. Travel rations, we're also good, so we should be good to go. Even if we happen to go right over there, which we probably won't. We'll probably do some stuff along the way, like I had indicated. But it is good to know before we set out that our next destination is the Hallowed Marsh. Okay, so where did we come out? I'm assuming we come out right over here. And the Hallowed Marsh is right up top there. And then this takes us over into Abrassar. So we have quests to go to both places. I wonder what's tougher, difficulty-wise. Well, what we'll do is we'll head up to the Face of the Ancients and see where we plop out in the Hallowed Marsh. Sounds like a plan. If things get too dicey with the Ash Giants, we could always go, we have a quest to go into Levant, basically. So we could do that too. I always get freaked out when I see these things from a distance. It takes me a second to realize that they're deceased. Yeah, this looks right. gonna wind us up to the north here. We'll check out the landmark. And a bunch of bandits. It might be a time to test out our new armor. Obviously they're gonna smack the shit out of me. But let's get a couple hours in to get our mana back. And hopefully those hours will be interrupted, or uninterrupted rather, in our nice new camouflage tent part 2. We'll see when I drop this one. If you get, here's a game. If you see me leave my tent or my bedroll somewhere random, please leave a comment. What will you get? My gratitude. Hopefully, yeah, because I don't want to lose any more tents. And I think by zoning, I probably lost the one that was underneath Berg. Because we zoned back and forth quite a few times. And I know items don't stay in the world forever when you drop them. I did read that. I don't know that there's a specified time. There's 3 of these guys. Like, pardon me, but no thank you. If they were to split up a little bit, we could take them. I just don't see a huge benefit. Like, they could have some interesting stuff on them. Ooh. Whoa. This is something. This is creepy as hell. What is this? Face of the Ancients. That's what it says, right? Face of the Ancients, guys. I wasn't sure if I'd come up here or not before, but now I'm going to go ahead and say no. Tell me I can't... Oh my god, we can crawl into his mouth. I mean, how can we not? How can we not crawl right in to the face of the Ancients? If they're growing crops inside of here, are those face plants? Okay, let's get serious. Oh, hi. Maybe we're not getting too serious yet. That looks like a hole that goes down. Okay, you dead end over here. These guys are kind of creepy. I mean, I have to say. They're like staring at me. Judging all my failures, no doubt. What do you have to say for yourself? Researcher Boye. Okay, I mean, it's fine. Boye? Who knows?
What now?
You there. You look like a capable explorer. Might I hire you for something? I've heard of a blood-red idol hidden in this place. I'll pay you 100 silver if you bring it to me.
Off with you.
Be careful down there. The place is crawling with burning men. Like, the festival? Burning Man? So there's going to be a bunch of hippies and crusty jugglers down there. We'll cut a sway through them. And I'm positive I saw Wendigo tracks a little. Great. Great, another Wendigo. I think we can handle this. I'm pretty sure we can. We're going to take a little break here. And when we come back, we're going to see about going down. And we'll have to fight a Wendigo and hippies. And the reward will hopefully be 100 silver. And hopefully these guys are okay with us taking an idol out of their face. We'll find out. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thanks so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Take care and wish me luck.